The VA has been keeping this benefit so quiet that even some VA raters don't fully understand it. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't some small assistance program we're talking about. We're looking at potential monthly payments that can reach over $2,000 depending on your situation. That's $24,000 a year that eligible veterans are leaving on the table simply because nobody told you it exists. I'm talking about VA aid and attendance, and before you click away, let me drop this bombshell on you because you might be thinking this sounds too good to be true or there must be some massive catch that makes it impossible to qualify. Well, here's what shocked me when I first discovered this program a few years ago. The qualification requirements aren't nearly as restrictive as you'd expect from such a generous benefit, but there's a specific way you need to approach the application process, and most veterans get it completely wrong. Let me paint you a picture of what aid and attendance actually covers, because this is where most people get confused. This benefit is specifically designed for veterans or surviving spouses who need assistance with daily living activities. Think bathing, dressing, eating, using the bathroom, or simply getting around safely. But here's the part that blows people's minds. You don't need to be completely helpless to qualify. The VA recognizes that needing help with just one of these daily activities can create a significant financial burden. Maybe you need someone to help you shower safely, or you require assistance getting dressed because of mobility issues. These situations absolutely qualify, and the VA wants to help cover those costs. But wait, it gets even better. Aid and attendance doesn't just cover in-home care. This benefit can help pay for assisted living facilities, nursing homes, adult daycare, and even family members who provide care. Yes, you heard that right. In many cases, family members can be compensated for providing care to their veteran loved one. Now here's where I see veterans make their biggest mistake, and it costs them thousands of dollars. They assume they make too much money to qualify. This is completely backwards thinking because aid and attendance uses something called unreimbursed medical expenses to reduce your countable income. Let me break this down with a real example. Say you're receiving Social Security and a small pension that puts your annual income at $30,000. On paper, that might seem like it disqualifies you from this needs-based benefit. But if you're paying for home care, assisted living, or significant medical expenses, those costs get subtracted from your countable income. Suddenly that $30,000 income might be reduced to $15,000 or even lower for qualification purposes. This is exactly why I created the Veterans Benefits Blueprint private group. Veterans need a place to get accurate information about these hidden benefits and understand the real qualification requirements. The link is in the description below, and I encourage you to join us because the strategies we share in that group have helped hundreds of veterans unlock benefits they never knew existed. Here's another mind-blowing aspect of aid and attendance that catches people off guard. The benefit amount isn't fixed. It adjusts based on your specific situation and level of need. A veteran with no dependents might receive around $1,300 monthly, while a veteran with a spouse could see over $2,000. Veterans with children or other dependents could qualify for even higher amounts. But here's the shocking reality I discovered after helping hundreds of veterans navigate this system. The VA doesn't actively promote this benefit. They're not sending out mailers or running awareness campaigns about aid and attendance. It's almost like they're hoping eligible veterans don't find out about it. This creates a massive information gap that keeps deserving veterans from getting help they've earned through their service. Many veterans worry about the asset limits for this benefit. Yes, aid and attendance has asset restrictions, but here's what most people don't understand. The VA doesn't count your primary residence or your vehicle toward these limits. They're looking at liquid assets, like savings accounts, stocks, and bonds. But even here there's flexibility based on age and circumstances that most veterans never learn about. The application process itself is where I see the most confusion, and frankly it's where the VA system fails veterans the most. The paperwork is extensive, and one small mistake can delay your claim for months or even result in a denial. But here's what really makes my blood boil. Veterans are getting denied for aid and attendance, not because they don't qualify, but because they didn't present their case correctly. This is exactly why having the right guidance is crucial. In our Veterans Benefits Blueprint group, we walk you through the application process, showing you exactly what documentation you need and how to present your case for maximum success. The strategies we share is gold, and they're based on real-world experience helping veterans win their claims. Let me share something that might surprise you about timing. Many veterans think they need to wait until their health deteriorates significantly before applying for aid and attendance. This is completely wrong, and it's costing veterans thousands of dollars. If you're starting to need help with daily activities or you're paying for care services, you should apply immediately. The benefit isn't retroactive, so every month you wait is money lost forever. Here's another crucial detail that trips up most applicants. The VA wants to see a clear connection between your service-connected conditions and your need for assistance. This doesn't mean you need a 100% disability rating, but you do need to demonstrate how your military service has impacted your daily living needs. This is where proper documentation and presentation becomes critical. The medical evidence requirements for aid and attendance are specific, but not impossible to meet. You'll need documentation from healthcare providers confirming your need for assistance with daily activities. But here's the insider tip most veterans miss. The way this medical evidence is presented can make or break your claim. Generic statements from doctors rarely work, while detailed functional assessments almost always succeed. Now here's something that will really grab your attention. Aid and attendance can be combined with other VA benefits. You don't have to choose between disability compensation and aid and attendance. They work together to provide comprehensive support. I've helped veterans who receive both benefits simultaneously, creating total monthly VA payments exceeding $4,000. The approval timeframe for aid and attendance varies, but here's what I've observed. Properly prepared applications typically see approval within 3 to 6 months. However, poorly prepared claims can drag on for over a year, with multiple requests for additional evidence. And this is where a lot of veterans get stuck. It's not that they don't qualify, it's that the evidence isn't presented correctly. That's also why many veterans choose to work with ReMedical, because they focus on making sure your medical documentation clearly shows how your conditions impact daily life before anything is submitted. This is why getting it right the first time is so important. I've also linked the ReMedical link in the description box below. Let me address one more myth that keeps veterans from applying. Some people think aid and attendance is only for elderly veterans in nursing homes. This couldn't be further from the truth. Age alone doesn't determine eligibility. Your functional limitations and need for assistance are what matter. The bottom line is this: aid and attendance represents one of the most valuable benefits available to veterans and their families, but accessing it requires knowledge, patience, and proper preparation. The VA isn't going to hold your hand through this process, and they're certainly not going to seek you out to offer this benefit. This is exactly why I created the Veterans Benefits Blueprint private group. We provide the guidance, support, and proven strategies that veterans need to successfully navigate these complex benefit programs. The link is in the description below, and I encourage you to join our community today. Before you go, make sure to check out my Unlock More VA Money playlist, where I reveal additional benefits and strategies that could put even more money in your pocket. These are benefits the VA hopes you never discover, but every veteran deserves to know about them. What questions do you have about aid and attendance? Drop them in the comments below, because your question might be exactly what another veteran needs to hear. And if this video helped you understand this benefit, hit that like button to help other veterans discover this information.